my next one on my list was an honourable mention because this was for PC. Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely amazing. Yeah, yeah, that's something you buy VR for.
It's
What you
such
buy
a
VR.
like sore thing for me because
Yeah, yeah.
it's I know you're big into VR, and I'm just not. I think it's cool,
Mm.
but it's like
Uh,
I just don't see me playing a lot of VR.
I have to be.
Well, yeah, no, it's your job. Like, um,
I have to be.
yeah, I was like, it's just one of those things where I think like, oh, that's neat. Yeah.
Well, when this lockdown malarkey's gone and coronavirus is a thing of the past, you need to play Half-Life Alyx.
Honestly, like, I want to come round to your house for a weekend and play it. I don't care what
Yeah,
you're doing. Just
I,
lock me in a room with it, and yeah,
I lost hours of time on it, and there's a part that rivals Alien Isolation, and it's just
yeah,
whoa, it's the best thing ever. And it's a thing called Jeff.
yeah.
Jeff, yeah, and if you speak to anyone who's played Half-Life Alyx, if you mention Jeff, everyone just goes, yeah, Jeff. So, but the cool thing about Half-Life Alyx is it's a love letter to the guys who loved Half-Life One and
Right.
Half-Life Two. So
Well,
like,
that's a tricky balance.
it's a really weird one because like the thing I don't remember in Half-Life Two
Yeah.
is, and it does it in Alex, which is awesome, is the Zen planet.
Oh yeah, that's not in. That's in two.
It's not, you don't see much of Zen, do you, in two?
I don't remember it being in two at all. Maybe in like a little bit at the end where you have all those like weird flashes when you're destroying that generator thing.
So in Alex, it turns out that there's parts of City 17 that have actually got infected by things from Zen.
Oh, okay.
So Zen's come through. So like there's like parts of the world that have got like, I don't know if you remember it in Half-Life 1, but there's like these little tiny little things that like snap at you. Like little weird things
Yeah.
like that in the Zen planet, but they're all here in Alex. They're all there. So like for me, I was like, oh, they've remembered all of Half-Life 1, and it's really cool. It's like a I don't know if it's like a weird alien like that, like a thing with its claw like that, and it's got one of the Zen grenades in its thing there. And you have to tickle its belly, and it goes like that, and you can grab it. You have to literally like go like that, and it just goes and you can take it out of its hand, and it goes like that, like oh, and then makes another one. It's just little things like that. And anyway, going back to our original point, Jeff is a Zen humanoid. So it's like basically an alien parasite that's infected a human.
Right. Okay.
And it's just fucking terrifying. It's like a Venus flytrap, like that for a body that does that. And if you make any noise, it runs at you.
Oof.
Yeah, it's terrifying because it goes into B movie territory where you'll open something up and a bottle will roll out, and you've got to grab the bottle before it smashes.
Oh yeah.
You got to do all that kind of stuff, and it's like proper cheesy horror, scary moments because you've got to be so quiet.
I mean, that's like it's one of those things. Though, like, oh, I wish it wasn't VR only, but everything I hear about it makes it's only possible in VR essentially.
It's so good. I enjoyed every minute of it. Like even the guards, like with the
Combine.
masks on. Yeah, the Combine. Sorry, I couldn't remember the names. But yeah, they literally will start going, Alex, it's safe, you can come out. They actually start to talk to you. Yeah, they do that, and they'll throw man hacks. Like literally, if you just hiding for too long, they'll just got like the little flame.
Yeah.
They'll just throw them out to get you out of cover and stuff. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, and I mean, I work in VR, but Half-Life Alyx was the moment where I was like, no, I'm absolutely sold on this as a concept. Absolutely sold on it.
I just wish there was I guess more people doing that sort of thing.
Yeah. The Vortigons are fucking awesome in it as well. Yeah.
So, mate, does it go into more? Because one of the things with Half-Life 2 is like, oh yeah, all those aliens you fought in Half-Life 1, they're not all like, they were tricked essentially. The Vortigons were like tricked. And there was like more like a overseeing like force, and all the aliens weren't exactly on the same page. Does it do more with that? So
kind of and kind of not. I don't want to go into it too much, but they
I don't want you to like.
Yeah, you meet a Vortigon that's cooking a head crab, and it's enough for me to keep me in. And it's weird because it's the guy who does the Candyman, you know, the horror guy, Todd. I'll put a name of his name, but he does the Vortigons. Yeah.
Does it feel like does it like progress the story really? Does it feel like because what I know about it, I know it's a difficult question to ask because you don't want to spoil it, but like it's almost like it's Alex in City 17 and it's set. Is it like before or during Half-Life 2 essentially?
I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, because I think my only sort of reservation about it is like we waited so long for like Half-Life 3.
There was one point, Stefan. There was one point where like little 12-year-old me screamed inside, and I was like, ah, like that, like in VR because I was like, oh my god. And then, like, when did Orange Box come out?
Oh, I'm gonna say 2007, but that might.
Yeah, so that would have been 27-year-old me did a little squee as well.
Yeah, so I think.
So that there was a 12-year-old me and a 27-year-old me that both went all at once, and
oh, you'd be younger for Orange, but Orange Box is like 360.
2005.
You'd be early 20s, I think.
Yeah, so like the thing is, right, all I will say is this seems to be Valve's way of saying we're sorry, we haven't forgotten you. That's the way I can say it. Yeah, because it was like it's absolute. I mean, there's one character that turns up and he made it work, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's a game I hope to play at some point. It's just I'm not gonna buy a VR headset to play one game.
No, absolutely, I wouldn't do it either. But when things calm down, come over. I can put you in the Rift S for like 14 hours, and you can have fun.
Is it quite meaty then? Actually, that was my other concern. Is like it'd be a bit short.
Yeah, I honestly was in VR for like 7 hours a day.
Oh my god! Did you not like vomit into a bucket afterwards?
I didn't care. I really didn't care.
I was throwing up all the time. I don't care.
No, I was using the right because I have a problem where you use the locomotion stuff, where you're moving along and you can look around. I really don't like that. So I was.
I know it had like at least 3 methods of moving around.
I was using teleportation, so it didn't feel as bad. The one thing that kept on catching me out with the game, and this wasn't the game's fault, it was mine, I just kept on forgetting to reload.
You need like the Sega guy going, reload!
Yeah, I needed it. Because I'd go like bang, 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 and then I'd just forget. And then Alex's voice would say like, I've got a clip left. Like that, and then go, you know. But yeah, the whole reloading mechanics in that game are awesome. The shotgun's kind of fun doing this.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah, doing all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I would actually outright say it is the reason why VR got made. That's how good it was. I loved it. But I feel it's only made for people like you and me for all the intricacies of the Half-Life universe.
I don't know, if the mechanics are that strong, then anyone playing it
but you get to use a machine gunner of a Strider, and it's fucking awesome. Like, yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, just stuff like that. Somebody had just gone, what if we did that, but in VR? and you're just like, make it so. Yes. Yeah, so that was what a lot of Half-Life Alyx was for me. And the head crabs are actually the most terrifying thing.
Oh God! So imagine those jumping at you in VR.
I hit one with a chair.
I'd fall out of a chair.
I literally had a chair in the game and I would like hit it away, and it bounced around on its back and then got back on its four legs. I'm like, fuck off! Ran off. Yeah, they're terrifying. There's a lot of weird things in there that are genuinely terrifying. But there's things in there. Anyway, I've talked enough about Alyx. Anyway, sorry, I'll shut up. What's your next one?
It's called Murder by Numbers, and it came out this year.
I think I remember you telling me about Murder by Numbers, but tell me.
Pretty sure it's only on PC. Essentially, it's like a Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney style game, where the chief mechanic of it is, if you know Picross or Nonograms.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So it's like a puzzle game in a way. So like a nonogram is you have a grid and you have to make a pixel picture essentially using you have numbers along the side which kind of inform you where the pixels should go. You have to kind of like cross-reference them and figure out, like, work out where the pixels go. So you fill all the pixels in, it completes the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, great. So if you imagine like the investigative parts of Phoenix Wright, and each time you find a clue, you complete one of these puzzles. Mm-hmm. And it's not by Capcom or anything like that. I think they got the composer from Ace Attorney to do the music for it, but I'm not sure which studio it is. But it's just a really like fun story. They nail that kind of Phoenix Wright tone. And, like,
I didn't know that. It's made by the guys who did Fall Guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just looking it up now. Yeah.
I guess that might mean I'm not going to get a Murder by Numbers 2 then, but
no,
going to be busy with all the guys. Yeah, it's one of those where I think it felt like a me game. It felt like someone made a game for me.
Yeah.
Like, I love the Ace Attorney games, and I got so hooked on the nonograms. I even got apps on my phone just to play more of it. I got really into that sort of like puzzle thing.
Gotcha.
And yeah, if you've played Ace Attorney games and you fancy something like that, or if you just like the puzzle, if you like Picross, yeah,
I never played Picross. Never played it.
Oh man, I got sucked into it. That was another one where I should have gone to bed way earlier, but I stayed up playing it because like it has that kind of 1-2 punch of like, it gives you a bit more of the story because you try to figure out the murderer, because it has that thing where it's like, oh, there's been a murder, who's the murderer? You're looking around for clues, you're interviewing people, and that's keeping you going. And then you get a puzzle, and you want to solve the puzzle. You solve the puzzle, like, great. Then what's the next bit of the story? Oh my god, yeah. Oh, I've just learned this clue. Oh my god. Oh no, I've got another puzzle to do, and it just keeps you going in this like loop of just like.
Yeah.
Your brain's just going more. And I'm like, a little part of your brain's going, go to bed.
Like 6 o'clock in the morning. Let's just carry on.
Yeah, it's just enjoyed it so much. Really nice game.
Yeah, because I always like with Phoenix Wright, I always kind of get like Professor Layton kind of lumped in with him as well because he did that crossover.
Yeah, they did have a crossover. Yeah.
Did you ever play the crossover?
No, I didn't. It sounded more like a Professor Layton game than an Ace Attorney game, which is I like the Professor Layton games. They're just a bit. For me, with the Professor Layton games, is it kind of felt like the story was kind of ancillary to. Yeah. It's kind of an excuse to have all these puzzles that you solve. The puzzles were fun to figure out and solve and everything. But I think I like the idea that there's a bit more to the story to keep you a bit more hooked, and just it's not like it'd be harsh to call it like a fancy menu, but yeah. You know, when I played Professor Layton, I wasn't playing it for the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, I've got 3 more, but I'm gonna disregard the other 2 because I've got one more, and it's something I've loved for many years, and you know I love it, and I tried to get you into it because you bought it me. BattleTech.
I was actually really surprised BattleTech didn't hit your top 10. I was kind of
Because it was
expecting
a
that.
PC game. That was the
No.
thing. So it didn't go in. And
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for it in the top 10.
yeah, I fucking love
Yeah.
BattleTech. Oh man, what a game. Love it.
I need to get back into it. I can now. I've got Game Pass again. I'm gonna
Yeah, that's
give
true.
it another
Wasn't
shot.
it booked? Wasn't it
Yeah.
booked?
So what happened with BattleTech and me is I basically had all my momentum with that game, like dashed time after time. So they released it on PC Game Pass, but they must have not tested it at all. I don't know. The game just literally wouldn't save. It would never save. You couldn't auto save. You couldn't manually save. I think it's probably like a folders permission thing where it didn't have permission, so it couldn't save.
Yeah.
So I played it through a couple of times because first time it's like, oh, it must have just be a bug and it'll work the second time. And I was like, no, it's just not saving.
Yeah.
And I had to wait weeks for them to batch it. Then they did, and then I played it again, and then I hit a mission that was basically impossible.
Yeah, and I know exactly which one it is. That's just a
I
weird,
talked to you
difficult
about it, and you were like, "Yeah, it's notorious." But I think I just took one too many blows with like getting into the game because I was like enjoying it. It was a bit slow. I think things take too long to happen in it, and just like
you can skip a lot of it, like when they're moving around and stuff.
I know there's like a speed up thing with spacebar or something like that.
Yeah, I took it all out. I was like, I'm tired of seeing them walking around. As much as I like it, I've got
I
things
probably
to
like
do.
looking to like skipping that. So I ended up playing the same content a lot, like just repeated it just to get to,
Yeah.
I can't remember why I had to play it I think I had to play it 4 times.
4 times?
Yeah. I can't remember why the 3rd time didn't stick. But yeah, basically, I ended up having to replay the start of that game like 3 or 4 times, and I was just like, it kind of killed it for me.
Yeah, I loved it. Because obviously I'd watched that TV show of it.
I know
years and
that's
years
it.
ago.
I was like, when I saw it, I felt like it's kind of XCOM like. I know you love BattleTech from being a child. I thought this is going to be like.
And I bought the BattleTech board game, but obviously I can't play it with
Oh
kids.
my god! Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day when you sent me the picture. I was like, yeah. But then the world ended.
I know. I was like, oh, we need to play this, and it's like, one of them moments. But yeah, I'm gonna just throw these last 2 in. I'm not going to explain them very much because I think we've waffled for long enough today. Yeah. The last 2, so actually one of them's 2 but wrapped together. But Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which I really enjoyed, but did its job way too well with the whole mental health thing, and it made me feel a bit icky. And the last one, and it's 2 kind of wrapped together: Puyo Puyo Tetris and Tetris Effect.
Puyo Puyo Tetris was on my list. Yeah, didn't quite make it to the end rounds, but yeah, Puyo Puyo Tetris on there.
Tetris Effect is awesome, actually.
I've heard so much about it, and I think it was just like, I think they were selling it for like 30 quid or something. I was kind of like,
It's on Game Pass.
You know what? I installed it today, Dave.
Awesome. I love it. The only problem with it is it's all this gorgeous stuff going off, and you're just looking at this part of the screen.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few games that do that, where like a lot of like rhythm action games have so much stuff going on in the background, and I'm just looking at the coloured circles because I'm focusing that hard and getting it right.
Yeah, and you're just like, I want to see all this beautiful stuff, and I have to look at Tetraminos in the middle. Yeah, and that really lets it down. But core mechanics, it's all there. It's really good. And they have this really cool co-op mode in it, where you fight a boss battle, but you all band together. So there's 3 people fighting.
Yeah.
And then when you get to a certain point, if you've cleared so many lines, it puts all 3 together, and you all have to clear the lines together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's really cool. You all start to do it together, so like everyone has a turn, but you've just got to be as fast as you can.
So again, I've heard that was like one way you can get into a bit like a Zen-like zone with it.
There's that too, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It doesn't add to your overall total, but it keeps the lines down.
I just mean like when you're playing it, it just takes you to a place.
Oh, right. So no, but there is actually a weird Zen mode in it
Oh,
as
there's a
well.
Zen mode, yeah, where you
You
just keep
press two
playing it.
things and you can start clearing lines, and every line
Uh,
you make, it clears all the bottom lines
yeah.
out. Yeah, yeah,
I can't
yeah.
remember who it was, but I remember it was like a guy on about how he cried.
Really?
Yeah, but it made him cry.
Really?
I don't know. It took him to like some weird place where like he was.
It's a gorgeous looking game, but like
uh,
I'm too focused on what the fuck I'm doing for that
yeah.
nonsense.
It was kind of like it transcended being like a game, and it just took him to like a state of mind, and he just
Really?
started crying. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
maybe
just
this is worth 30 quid if it makes me cry.
It sounds a bit sensitive to me. Yeah, no, it's a good game. I enjoyed it. Yeah, Tetris Effect is literally something I played in the last week, and it made me remember Puyo Puyo Tetris. And I was like, kind of the same thing.
I'm a big fan of Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Yeah, Tetris Effect is very good actually. I think it's also as well. I was going to put in there was Tetris 99.
The like battle royale Tetris.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's really fun. But honestly, you can get wrecked if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
The game tells you nothing. But this is it. I think it's just Tetris as a concept is still good
Tetris
even
is
now.
just such a great game.
Yeah,
The design is just perfect.
it is. Yeah, and so like, yeah.
The thing that always gets me about Tetris, I know it sounds a bit silly, but they've never changed the pieces to Tetris.
No, because it doesn't need it.
No, it's like they got it. They weren't like, oh god, that piece was the wrong shape. We shouldn't have put that in the game. It's like no.
No, we want reverse squiggly.
Yeah, line piece. Line piece.
No, why have you hurt us with your hubris? Line piece. Yeah, no. It's honestly, there's been moments in Tetris Effect. It's like, oh, I don't want this reverse squiggly line piece.
Yeah, I just like it was from the first iteration. It is very much perfect.
Yeah.
That was it. It was just such a perfect game.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, I mean, there's variations in it, but essentially the core game is just
it just works. It absolutely works. And what are your last ones? Quickly, then. What are your
I'll
ones?
shoot through some because some of them are just like, oh yeah, I should mention this. I had Dishonored 2 and Prey.
Prey. Yeah, Prey was an interesting. That ending.
The ending kind of let it down for me, and the enemies are a bit generic as well. They're all kind of like gooey things.
Yeah, and then it's just like the nightmare is hunting you. Oh, is it? I can just hide in this corner for a while for 3 minutes.
Yeah, and basically with Dishonored 2 and Prey, they got bumped by Deus Ex Mankind Divided. It was basically like one of these games is going to make it, but only one of them. I picked Deus Ex.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd mention them just in case. Sonic Mania.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Because, well, after years and years of shit Sonic games...
After years and years of abuse.
Yeah, someone just went, well, I'm just going to make an awesome Mega Drive style game.
Which is what you all wanted. It's like, yes.
Well, this is what we wanted anyway. Like, yeah, it's all we wanted. And someone made it, and I was grateful. So, let's hope Sonic Team doesn't, like, shit the bed even more.
It only took, 25 years to
make
that?
Just crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, the Talos Principle.
I never played that. Someone else recommended that to me.
Yeah, it's a good puzzle game. It's kind of in a Portal-esque vibe. Where you
it's the Serious Sam guys, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Cryotech or whatever they're called.
Cryotech, yeah. Cryo Team, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, so you enter like a room, it's like a puzzle, and there's various different mechanics. There's stuff with like guiding lights, reflecting them, and using little poles, and you can like turn things off. And there's like physics puzzles with air blowers, and it's not as pure as Portal, where Portal is basically like
Just polls.
Portals. It was Portals and a few other things, but essentially it was all puzzles based. So it's not on the level of Portal, but it's still, if you want like a puzzle game in that sort of vein, it's really good.
Yeah.
Other than that, Guacamelee.
Guacamelee. Oh, yeah.
It was great. It was just a really fun combat system, Metroidvania.
And the whole teleport system.
Yep. That was really
not
fun.
teleport, like dimensional thing where you could do the dimensional shifts.
Guacamelee.
I thought that was, or is that, am I getting that confused? I thought you could transfer, like, go from like one dimension to another. Or is that?
Guacamelee is where you play like the luchador. And,
Yeah. Couldn't you go from
maybe
like...
you can. Maybe I'm just forgetting about that.
Yeah.
I just remember it had a really solid like combat system, and it was just really fun to like find all the hidden routes and go back and like when you get any abilities and that whole like Metroidvania thing.
Yeah, I might be getting confused actually, unless there's.
No, you're probably right. I'm just sort of forgetting.
Yeah, dimension swapping. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember that now.
Then that, I played like Stardew Valley recently. I got hooked on that.
Stardew
Valley, yeah. If you want to grow a farm, it was
when we could go back outside.
Yeah, no, it was one of those. I was going through a patch, and it was nice. It was a really like chill game to just relax to. It was like I just needed that. SteamWorld Dig 2, SteamWorld Dig, they were really like those. And Into the Breach, which was by the guys who did FDL.
I mean, be meaning to play that actually.
It's really it's like I guess it's a mech game, turn-based mech game, but it's a tactical game where everything you do is so discreet and purposeful. Like every move, every action, every ability you have is just so like discreet and meaningful. Every level you do is basically almost like a puzzle to solve in the best way possible. It's really good. I think that's about it.
Right, okay. I thought you were going to keep going, and then I found it.
No, I made a list of like 30 games, but I'm not going to... Yeah. There's a few others, but I don't really need to mention them.
Yeah, well, this has been how many parts? 60 parts?
I think we're on like part 42.
Part 42. Anyway, comment, like, subscribe as you normally do. Not said that in a while. But Stefan, tell me, what is your favourite kind of chestnut?
Oh,
It's been a while since I've done this, so I couldn't keep a straight face straight away. Come on. What is your favourite?
It's one that the only way to like grow one is to take an entire swimming pool full of water. Like it has to be chlorinated water as well. Where you just
chestnut?
Leave it in, chestnut. And you put it in the deep end of the pool and you leave it for 62 days, no more, no less.
No.
And then, take it out. And then, roast it.
Roast that chestnut. If you got this far, type roast that chestnut. Forgot to do that in all the other bits.
I know, we did a really bad job of
making sure that people got this far. Anyway,
to be honest, though, how many YouTube videos with the? No, I'm not going to do that rant.
Bye.
Bye. Happy 2021.
Let's hope it's better than last year.
Yeah.